Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another video, another day to work on the BMW R9T. And specific, you've seen it on the thumbnail and title, I guess. Getting or already got rid of the Christmas tree here, or dumping board or surfboard, call it what you want. This is all out. The only plugs on here are the ones for the indicator. Everything else is on the bike. I'm going to show you in a moment. To remove it, you only have these four, I think it's T25 Torx, and this entire thing comes off. And you can already see I replaced it with a Rhizome tail tidy. It's just a plastic tray, does nothing. And I'm going to install some MotoGadget Mo.Blaze. These are the M3, 10th. So this is tail light, brake light, indicator. The idea is not mine. The idea came from the guys from City Custom. Just drill out holes here to install the blinkers or lights now and wire it up. Making this video to maybe help you out with the wiring. I double checked the video that Rory made, how to install it, wire it. It's not entirely clear, to be honest, but I understand it. They've been doing it plenty of times, so you get used to it. It's becoming second nature, so you may jump some steps. So I'm trying to clear that up. First of all, I'm trying to sort it out for myself, and then also give you a hand if you consider something similar. You also see the bike already has a Rhizome license plate, relocation, whatever. So I already have a kit on here, a light. This I can show you. It is just in a box like this. Oh, here it is. Just a wiring for R9T. Just a wire that looks like this. You have this black plug goes into your light. Then you have a white and red. That is apparently for driving light and brake light. You have a resistor in here, I guess. And you have some more connectors down here for a license plate light, which I already do have. I didn't know exactly. I got two of those just in case, because it takes some time to get here overseas. Bike already has one on here. It goes down here to the license plate light. That works. I checked that. And I already have that piece of kit on here. Not as clean, of course, but it should do the job. What is existing is this stuff here. This is the main wire that comes from underneath your module here. It's plugged in, goes out here. This one and this one is driving light and brake light and a ground. And I plug in here my Rhizome harness, whatever. So now I'm getting brake light, drive light and ground into here. So apparently the white is the driving light, black is ground, because that goes down to the license plate light. And then red would be brake light. So we clarified that setup here a little bit. This plugs in here, goes in, this goes out. This one is white, driving light, red, brake light. And then I have, of course, the indicator on the other side. This is vehicle harness. Then it would plug in the indicator. It would just be the indicator light and the ground. That's all you need. That's all that comes out here. And you see it's brown and blue. Brown BMW is typically ground. This is the wire harness adapter for BMW. And this is just a resistor. These are the two pieces. These are the harness adapter for the indicator. This is the part number, whatnot here. And these are just the resistors. And I actually will need these still for my front indicator conversion, most likely. I do need the resistors because these are halogen bulbs. These are not LEDs. Later models, as far as I know, have LEDs. You wouldn't need the resistors then. You can still go with this, you don't have to. The advantage of this is you have the OEM plug. So if ever down the road you want to convert it back, maybe you're selling the bike, you want to convert it back to stock. Usually stock gets better price. It doesn't get a better price, but you cannot charge a premium just because it's modified. You usually actually get less for the modification. So anytime I sell a car, I revert it back to stock as far as I can. So in this case, if ever I want to put the ugly tail back on again, I remove this plug and the Christmas tree has the plug on here, done. Then I can also take my entire wire harness and the indicators to any other bike I want to. So I can keep my aftermarket parts. They're not cheap. One of those stupid indicators, these are these lights. Look how small it is. This is tiny, but it's hilarious and I'm probably going to love it. This is $100. So you need two of them. And the indicator only for the front, I think that's been 60. So you're already looking at 320 plus shipping, or maybe plus tax, depending where you live. That stuff's not cheap. Then putting another like 20 or 30 bucks for the wire on there, so you can move it to any other bike in the future if you want to. In my opinion, it's worth it, especially if you change more often, build more often. If it sits for 20 years, it doesn't matter much. But just so you know where I'm coming from, why I'm doing this, why I actually use these cables, the resistors I need, the plugs I want. So and now before I continue and actually install the lights, my only gripe I had with the video from PCC is it appears that you just plug in this wire here into the indicator plug. That's where it goes out towards the indicator. And then you plug this into here, driving light and brake light. But I'm getting that from here because this goes in here. So I'm getting signal from here, indicator signal out here, brake and driving light out here. Now I connect this on here and I connect these to here. I've just sorted it. That's what I have a gripe with. It appears that this would just be a short because this one, forget about it. This is just license plate like. This is basically a loop. Forget about the resistor also. You just have this is input, this is output, but I can't put output and output together. It doesn't really make sense.
I'm going to insert the link to the video from PCC in the video description so you can watch it yourself. And if that is all clear for you in the video, then maybe I'm the moron here. You can let me know in the comments. But just from watching this video, it wasn't clear to me entirely.
So in my mind, in my logic, we have on the actual indicator, this little piece here, you have 4 wires. You have ground, you have indicator, you have driving light, you have brake light. Which is which doesn't matter right now. But those are the 4 signals you have here. And now you just have to mix and match what goes where here. Mentioned red is brake light, white is driving light. And this one here is going to be indicator. This is ground, black is ground, and the red is going to be the indicator. This is correct. Yeah, you see brown goes to black, red goes to blue. So there in my mind are the signals. So I have to chop them off. So in short, you see red is brake, brown taillight, driving light, green is indicator, black is ground. That's the description or legend for this one here. To match this one, I have red is brake light, would be red here. I have to basically chop this off and connect this and this. White here, that's taillight, goes to brown here. Green, indicator light, goes to this red, and black goes to black. So these are being chopped off. That's the thing that bothers me because Rory mentioned that he soldered, already pre-soldered something. I'm not sure what he soldered, he didn't show it, he didn't explain that quite. He was just plugging these in here and I don't believe that's right. I want to of course test it. This is of course in no way ready to be tested, but if I make this video and show you or try to explain to you how it's wired, I want to also show you the thing working. Either way, I'm going to drill some holes first here, probably 8mm for the little motor gadgets. Do that in here, mount them, pull the wires already in. There are also K&Ns that are pretty popular. They are a little bit bigger. It's a different look, more like a bullet style look versus mine are like really tiny. But you need a 5mm drill for those. You just want to install the lights. You do not have to do all that. Removing the seat is going to be fairly enough because then you have access to this panel here. That's all you need. Seat, maybe the wheel if you have a stand like I. Gives you more space when you have to work under there, but that's not necessary. Taking the seat off, I think it's a T30 for the back here. That's it. Very easy. So I want to be right in the middle of this little flat surface here. Tap it on. We're using a 5/16 drill to make my 8mm hole. Pre-drilling with a 1/8mm. That is so tiny. Align it somewhat with these lines here. The Mo.Blaze are 13mm. Tighten it. Look how tiny it is. It's not even there. Well, supposedly they're really wide. Just a quick comparison. That's the old blinker, that's the new one. That's quite the difference. This bulb in here is probably bigger than this LED. So these here, these connectors are actually made for these bullet connectors, you know, these ones here, but this is not a bullet, this is the female. The male part is in here. So I would need a male to really connect in here. I don't have that. So what I'm going to do here, I will wire the indicator with the MotoGadget supply little connectors here. I'm going to cut these off, and I use one of those pins for this for the indicator. And then this is just because I already have these, you know, 2 extra looms here that apparently I do not need, but I have the made plugs. I'm going to cut these plugs off and connect then the other 2 wires from the indicator. So one is, I believe, black is ground, green is indicator. They go straight on these ones, black to black, green to red. Then I have brown and red. Brown is going to be the warning light. I'm going to hook up the white one here, and then black and red, and then here again black and red for the brake light. I'm going to use all of these. Could also solder it. And why I want to use these actual connectors here is because if I have to take this tail off for whatever reason, then I have the indicator here. These 2 are connected. There's a plug here. I can open this one. This stays on the bike. This stays with the blinker or with the light. And the other 2 wires that come out here, they would go in here. And there's just no connector here. Of course, this opens. This stays on the bike, but this stays also on the bike because this one goes down to the license plate light. If I want to take that out also, I have to go down there and open the license plate light connector that's somewhere down there and pull that out. It's doable, but it's some extra work. It would be very easy to just plug this out, because then I can keep both indicators separate, even swap them if I need to. It gives me more flexibility down the road. You know what, before I continue, I want to test, because this is just light here, ground and positive, and I want to test to make sure that this connection actually works, because otherwise I can still have to make a new one. So I'm going to disconnect this here and put some juice on it and see if this indicates. Like I said, just open the connector, put some dedicated clamps, and this is my brand new battery, never charged, just put the acid in there, and we got a indicator light. There you go. So just like that, the left side is wired up. You saw me testing it. First testing the indicator and then testing the driving and brake light. It's going to be the same game on the right side, just the one cable, and then tightening these up. We already tighten them up a little bit here, not so messy. Left the left side here, the right side here. You're gonna plug in here, tie it down then afterwards, and then the seat goes on top. And that's gonna be that. Of course, this is just testing the connections with the input that I believe should be there. And given with that, indicator works. You'll have to check if that same input comes from the bike. tested again all my connections. You see that works. Now clean up the other side also, connected of course. And then I want to toss in the battery and see what happens with all these sensors off. Gonna get a ton of errors, but it's not a point. Just want to test that these work, and then I'm happy for tonight. This is a big moment for me. Ever since I got this bike, I never seen it working. Never had the ignition on, came with everything out, battery was not existent. And now first time that I put a battery in, not starting it, but turn the ignition on. Also because of the new battery that came with new screws, 2 more screws that I now know where to go. DME in, nothing. Now we got something. Woo! ABS hyping is on. Can fix that. ABS is blinking. Probably just an hour after delete. Fine. Light is already working. This is the light, it's really bright. I do believe that's the brake light. Indicators to work, hazard lights, the indicator, super bright, also works. Only thing doesn't work is the light. Parking light LED works too. I don't have the headlight on right now. So I disconnected the brake light on the right side and it's clear that this is the driving light and this is a brake light. So brake light is on permanently. That could be, because of this defective brake light switch. If this is internally shorted because it's all broken, that's the reason. Let's find out. I just connected a new brake light switch for the rear brake, and when you click it, it turns off. Everything is correct, everything works the way it should. What happened is brake light was on because my brake light switch is not installed, which means it's open. But once it's installed, it's closed and it's an opener. Whenever you tap on the brake, it opens and then it turns on. So if this is open all the time, it's on all the time. Demonstrate. Light is on, now I brake, rear brake, brake lights work, brake front brake, works too, indicator, hazards, that all works. These are the brake lights on right now, and when this halo comes up, it's so bright, so you will be seen with these. It's a really nice mod, I like it, it's super clean. Look how tiny these are. Once I put a seat on here, it's completely gone. This is all gonna be under the seat. I messed with it because of diagnosis. To clean it up again, it's gonna be nice and flush. The tail tidy is done, it's complete. Super minimal, love it. So you're getting a little preview of the seat. Actually, I'm not sure if that's the right position of the seat. It fits the original hole back there, and it sits on the frame here, the rubber buds. But these ones don't. I'm pretty sure there's something still coming on here. And then I see, just seems a little high, to be honest. Anyway, talking about these tiny bitty itty indicators here. Can't even see them, they're completely gone. Until you turn them on, that is. That's when you brake, that's what you see. It's pretty dope. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Just wanted to show you how to wire it, how to hook it up and how to install it. With the parts, as mentioned in the beginning, I got all the parts. Otherwise, everything I used other than the tools, but all the parts that I used in this video, I got it from PCC. You can probably also get it somewhere else, but why not support the guys that inspire you, So thank you for watching this video. Find another one on the channel, there's plenty, or just follow along this build as, the way it looks like. Maybe you watched it before. I got it as a massive puzzle in pieces. Now getting somewhere, and I can't wait to ride this thing. With that, I'm gonna see you in the next video.